Hello, live from Detroit. This is the Ralphe Armstrong Show. This show is about all of the great entertainers that we have in Detroit, Michigan, and I have one of the masters. I have the great Freda Payne. How are you, darling?
I'm fine, Ralph.
You sure look it. You look good as a bacon egg sandwich, girl. I've been fasting. I want to ask you just a few brief questions. Who is your biggest influence in music, Freda?
Well, there were several, not just one. And it all started when I was 12. And of course, there was Ella Fitzgerald. I'll name them. Ella Fitzgerald, Eartha Kitt, Lena Horne, Sarah Vaughan, Karen McRae. There were a lot of them. But I would say to hone it down, Ella.
Ella Fitzgerald, because right now you're doing a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald.
I sure am. I've been doing that since 2004. I did a play depicting her, and I played Ella. And then I went on to start doing a one-woman concert for doing it in performing arts centers, theaters, and also jazz clubs.
Wow, well, the show is fantastic. But I just want to let people know that you are a master jazz singer. A lot of people don't know that you can sing jazz, because with the hit Band of Gold, you know, it's sort of a pop hit, R&B.
I know. In a way, I kind of, because my background is jazz. Even in Detroit, as a teenager, I sang with the Jimmy Wilkins Orchestra.
Wow.
When I was, he would hire me, and
he's like the Basie of Detroit.
Yeah, he was the Count Basie of Detroit.
Band,
I was 15. He paid me I get paid $45 to come, some of the dances at the Latin quarters.
Right, I remember that.
And stuff like that I would do. And then when I was 17, I got a chance to sing, to meet and sing with the Duke Ellington Orchestra.
Wow.
Yeah,
what
so
a great
that's
career.
And then my first record deal was when I was 19, 20 years old, was in New York. I got a record deal with ABC Paramount, and then my first album was on Impulse, which was the subsidiary of ABC Paramount, and it was a jazz label, and it was like Blue Note.
Oh my goodness.
And so I really started out singing jazz first. So when I did go with Invictus, which was Holland Dozier and Holland from Motown.
And you worked with Earl Van Dyke too, excuse me. You worked with Earl Van Dyke, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I worked with
one of the
Earl.
Funk Brothers.
Yeah, with the Funk Brothers, Uriel Jones, Robert White, and all those guys.
Wow, I remember all those guys.
Jameson.
I played when Jameson schooled me as a kid.
Yeah, I kind of felt like, I kind of almost felt like, in a way, I was so much into jazz as an artist. It was almost like I felt like I was selling out, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to excel in my career, and I wanted to move up the ladder a little bit, and that's what it did.
I want to ask you one thing. Now, where did you go to high school?
I went to Central.
You went to Central.
I went to Central High School here in Detroit.
Oh, okay. So you went to Central, and then you got your break with Holland Dozier and Holland, and you decided to move to Los Angeles. You lived in LA.
Well, I moved to New York when I was 18.
New York first. Okay.
Yeah, I was in New York when I was 18. I graduated from Central when I was still 16. And then I went to New York when I was 18. I lived in New York about maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
And that's where I made the contact with Brian Holland, who was in New York visiting a young lady by the name of Tomiko Jones, and that's when he asked me about would I be interested in coming with them, coming back to Detroit to record with Invictus, and I said, well, yes.
Oh,
and
man.
then I went to L.A. I moved to L.A. back in 1971.
Okay. I got to ask you a personal question.
Yeah.
All you people out there, check this out. How do you keep yourself looking so good?
Well, I eat right. I'm into my health.
It shows.
And also, I've done yoga for 36 years, 35,
Is that
36
what it is? Because
yeah,
I tell you, I don't want to ask you, but how old are you? You don't want to tell me?
Well, you know what? Nowadays, people can Google me up. So
they can Google you?
Yeah,
well, I'm going to tell you something. Ladies out there, you got something to look forward to, because this sister keeps it together. You are the epitome of a wonderful, energetic woman, and look at you, you look good as a bacon egg sandwich, and I've been fasting for
Oh my God, am I a food item now?
Hey, when I hold it, I gotta say one thing. We were up in Flint. I was with Freda, and it was up in Flint, and all these men were looking at you, and when you put your hair down to your buttocks, I got more compliments from the men. I thought I had to get my 38.
I was backbending, by the way.
You was backbending.
And
these guys like, man, I'm going to take her in my Cadillac, man. These young guys. I mean, how do you feel when all these young guys hit on you?
I feel good.
Oh, look out now. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm a cougar.
Nah, you ain't lying. You sure look good. But
I guess that's what they call us nowadays, you know.
Mm-hmm. But you really look great, and and I guess it's a testament to a healthy lifestyle. You know, the way you look, and you're energetic, and your voice is fantastic. Well, I mean, I know a lot of singers from, I work with a lot of Motown acts myself, and a lot of them don't have that voice. Your voice is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to thank you, darling, for being my first guest on my show.
Well, I won't be the last. Oh. And I know you're going to go on and on.
I love you, honey.
And your personality, you should have your own talk show, and you got it now.
Thank you very much. This is the Ralphe Armstrong Show coming live from Detroit. Bless you all, and we'll see you soon. The great Freda Payne.
A foggy day in London town, it had me low, it had me down. I viewed the morning with much alarm. Even the British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, and suddenly, I saw you standing there, and in foggy London town, the sun was shining everywhere. A foggy day in London town.
Yeah.
It had me way low, whoa, whoa. It had me down. I viewed the morning with much alarm. Even the British Museum had lost all of its charm. And how long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, and suddenly I saw you standing there, and in foggy London town, the sun was shining. And in foggy London town, the sun was shining.